everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video, Maddie and I will be sharing with you a few books we want to read this fall. We didn't want to do too many books, but these are just a few we really want to get to, and we hope you enjoy coming along with us as we talk about these books. Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I forgot you were filming. Are you in the middle of it?
That's fine.
Tiny shrimp like in a can?
Yeah.
So the first book that I picked is His Last Bow by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It is a collection of short stories and it's in this big collection here. It's just the next book that I need to read in the Sherlock Holmes series and I'm excited. It's been a really long time since I've read Sherlock Holmes.
The first book I have is The House on Foster Hill by Jamie Jo Wright. Maddie has read a couple books by her and not really liked them, so I'm kind of going to get my own opinion on one of her books. I've heard quite a few people in the Christian fiction community talk about her, specifically Chantel, and I feel like they sound interesting, but I'm not sure, based off of what Maddie said and a few other things I've heard, if I'll enjoy them. This, I think, are all of them dual timeline? I don't know, but this one is dual timeline, and it's about Payne Prescott, who decides to purchase her grandfather's Wisconsin hometown. It's very mysterious and eerie, and it also follows Ivy Thorpe a century earlier, and a woman dies on this same property. So I've heard they're kind of spooky, but not overly so, and I'm looking forward to maybe being a little bit spooked from this. We will see.
So then the next book that I want to read is Yours, Constance by Emily Hayse. So I'm assuming that this is set in the 20s, but it's also fantasy. So it's a fantasy mystery, but kind of historical. And it is about Ella's dizzying rise to fame is watched by the skeptical Miss Constance Hanover, who soon suspects that the society's darling is in danger. What she doesn't suspect is that her efforts to uncover the truth will drag her into a world of spies, magicians, and secrets more astonishing than she ever dreamed possible. So I've read some other books by this author that I really enjoyed, and I just really liked the cover of this book, and it sounds really interesting, and it's a mystery, and I always want to read mysteries during the fall, but I can never find any that aren't like classics, so this one looked really interesting to me, and I hope it's good because it looks good.
Next, I would like to read the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, which is in this collection I have here, and this just is a few more short stories by him. I am reading them in the publication order, so this is what comes next, and I'm really excited to get into them. For the last few years, I've been reading one Sherlock Holmes book or collection of stories every fall season, so I'm excited to get back into this one. It just doesn't feel like fall without it.
The next book I would like to read is The Shining Company by Rosemary Sutcliffe. I have read the description of this book and I still don't exactly know what it's about, but it's like set in the 8th century and it's about some battle, and it's based on a poem, I believe, that I've never heard of.
It looks like something you would like to read.
It does. It looks like something I would like, so I was like, I want to try it. That's probably why I wanted to read it, is the cover. I've heard a little bit about Rosemary Sutcliffe, but I've never read anything by her, and it just sounds really interesting. So yeah, unfortunately I don't really know what it's about, but I will find out when I read it.
So the next books that Maddie and I are going to talk about are ones that we actually purchased today for this video because we need an excuse to buy a book, and we just wanted to challenge ourselves to go to the bookstore and pick out one book to put onto our fall TBRs. So the one that I got was Waterfall by Lisa T. Bergren. This is a YA book set in modern day, but it's about two sisters who find themselves in 14th century Italy, and they are in the middle of a fierce battle. When I was looking it up on Goodreads, I was seeing some mixed reviews, but I'm excited to give this one a try and see what it's like. I don't get YA books that I haven't heard of at thrift stores very often, but so I'm excited to kind of take a risk and see what this one's like.
So then the book that I got is The Shell Collector by Anthony Doerr. This is a collection of short stories, and I'd actually never heard of this before. And it also does not look very autumnal, but I decided to get it anyway. This is by the author of All the Light We Cannot See, which I read many years ago and really enjoyed that book. So I've really wanted to read some of his other books, and so I just decided to get this one. I don't know what each story is about, but I know they all have to do kind of with nature, so I'm hoping to really like this. I really liked his writing style in the other books, so I'm hoping this will be really good as well.
Next, I have A Swiftly Tilting Planet by Madeleine. I always get in the mood for one of her books when fall comes around because the covers of these are just so autumnal. And the colors, oh, and the next one is like yellow and beautiful. Anyway, I started this one a really long time ago and didn't really get through it, but I want to try again. I feel like I should just read the back. It's really hard to explain what her books are about sometimes. So Charles Wallace and Doerr, which is a unicorn, must travel into the past on the winds of time to try to find a might have been, a moment in the past when the entire course of events leading to the present can be changed, and the future of Earth, this small, swiftly tilting planet, saved. I'm hoping, like the second book in this series, I will enjoy it a lot more than I did the first time I tried it.
So the next book I want to read is Break the Beast by Allison Tebo. This is the first book in the multi-author series that she started called A Classic Retold, and it is a collection of retellings of classic books. So this one is a retelling of Beowulf. Grendel haunts the land of Frisia in a restless need for vengeance on the human world that has rejected her. But the arrival of a foreign prince causes Grendel to doubt her invulnerability. Beowulf is renowned for killing monsters, and he can have only one purpose in visiting Frisia, to break her hellish reign. So I don't really know much about Beowulf, but I've really enjoyed some of Allison Tebo's other books, and I'm really excited to read something very different from her other books.
Next, I have another series I continue to come to when the fall hits, and that is the 6th Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I don't even know, can I even say anything about this? I don't know. It has been so long since I have read this that I don't even remember reading it. And I have enjoyed coming back to these books and actually being able to remember them and kind of like learn things that I didn't pick up the first time. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this one, and it's just fall is always the perfect time.
You're not... Hey, buddy. And then the last book on my TBR is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And this says that it is a 1938 Gothic novel, and it depicts an unnamed young woman who impetuously marries a wealthy widower before discovering that both he and his household are haunted by the memory of his late first wife. I've heard about how great this book is, and so I've just always been interested in it and wondered why it was so good, so I decided it sounded like such a great fall read, so yeah, I'm gonna try it out and see what it's like.
The last book I have is The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. This is another book that Chantel has recommended, so I'm gonna give it a try. I tried to read a Rebecca Ross book, I think last year, and I DNF'd it about halfway through, so I'm gonna go into this one kind of skeptical, I guess. This book is set in a world where each person must pick a trade and train under someone for basically like all of their education and then go into this. But it follows a girl who can't pick just one. So she's seen as very unsuccessful, but when someone offers to train her, she decides to take the chance because she just cannot do anything at all.
So those were all the books on our fall TBR. I'm really excited to read these. We decided to go with a smaller TBR than we usually do because we want to actually read all of them. So these aren't going to be everything that we're going to read this fall. I'm sure we'll read other stuff, but it's just kind of nice to have like a little bit of a structure to what you could choose from next. We hope you liked seeing what we're going to be reading this fall, and if you've read any of these, we'd love to hear about them and what you thought about them. And if you have a fall TBR as well, we'd love to know what you're reading. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.